My name is Max James, and as always, I am one half of the Two-Ton Nerds, and tonight is night 12 of the 31 Days of Fright horror movie project presented by the Two-Ton Nerds. This week's theme has been 7 psychopaths, and tonight's psychopath I'll be profiling is Jigsaw from the movie Saw. I love this movie. I love the original, the first one. I like the second one, but I'm going to kind of get into that in a little bit because I'm going to let you know ahead of time. I have a 7th category for tonight's movie breakdown, and it's when I will be discussing the sequels to the Saw franchise. So I'm going to get right into watch my movie, and as always, I'll be back in a few seconds. So, I just got done watching Saw. It might be a few hours later because of the lights. But I'm going to get right into my movie breakdown because I have a lot to say for my 7th category. And it's first up is the plot. These two guys open up in this really, really rundown bathroom. They have no idea what they have in common. But throughout the movie, they start to realize what they have in common, why they're there. And just kind of it's a really good movie overall, and you also got this little other plot where there's Danny Glover. He's trying to convince himself that Lawrence Gordon, played by Cary Elwes, he has something to do with the Jigsaw case. But that's really what it is, and it's just really good. It works really well because the main killer in this movie is Jigsaw. He kind of puts them in situations that kind of represent them in life. Like, there's a scene in the movie where there's a big heavyset guy. He cut himself. So he kind of put him into a kind of an extreme version of him cutting himself. It's like, if you can cut yourself into, you can get out of here. That's pretty much it, because he has to travel through this big long cage full with razor wire, and if you can get out alive, you've earned your life back. That's pretty much that's what it is. Then 2 is the location. The location of the movie takes place primarily in a rundown, desolate, just grimy, just disgusting bathroom that holds the two main characters of the movie, and they're kind of chained on opposite ends of the room, and with a essential dead body in the middle, who has committed suicide. Number 3 is the stars. You got Cary Elwes. You might recognize him from the Robin Hood Men in Tights or Princess Bride. You got Danny Glover from the Lethal Weapon movies, and you got Shawnee Smith. You might recognize her from the Decker with Ted Danson, or the new anger management TV show with Charlie Sheen. Then you got the special effects and makeup. The makeup for this movie are pretty good. Especially, there's a lot of blood in this movie. So, of course, the special effects for the blood were pretty good. Especially in the scene with him cutting his foot off. Oh, God, that was actually pretty good. Then, that's just, overall, the special effects, what can you expect from this movie? I mean, it's top-notch kind of makeup. But this isn't the bottom of the makeup barrel, but this isn't the top of the makeup barrel. It kind of runs in the middle because this is an independent movie, which I kind of have. That's why I kind of like it quite a bit, because it's an independent horror movie and it's actually well done. And so you got number 5 is the deaths. The deaths in this movie aren't really like I said, most of them happen kind of off screen. You kind of see, like there's a victim in the movie where he's uncovered with this flammable liquid or flammable substance, and he kind of accidentally catches himself on fire, but you don't actually see him like running around burning. You just kind of like, the screen kind of does like this little screen effect where the fire just kind of engulfs the screen. Then you kind of see the aftermath of him, like a burnt carcass on the ground. So the deaths in this movie isn't really graphic. It really isn't until till the end of the movie, which I'm getting ready to talk to about, is the ending. The ending is great. I remember seeing this in theaters, and I'm like, oh dear God, because I got myself kind of into this movie quite a bit. I don't do that very often when I'm kind of like sitting on the edge of my seat, like, oh my God, what's going to happen? I think the last movie that happened was Shutter Island, directed by Martin Scorsese. I really did like that movie. I don't care what people say. So the ending, I can't really talk about because it's a nice little twist if you've never seen it, and It's really good. It's not. It's. I'm kind of defending this movie. It's not a torture porn in the genre. I say 3 on is torture porn. I really do. Which I'm getting to that one. I'm kind of getting to that category in a minute. So the ending, I can't tell you, but it's a nice little twist, and it works perfectly. Then you got my 7th category, which I'm kind of rushing to get to because I don't want to keep these videos under a certain time limit, under 10 minutes. So the 7th category is the sequels. Oh dear God, I have a lot to say about the sequels. I like the first 3. I really did. I think the 3rd one, I kind of get them all mixed up. So if I'm getting them wrong, I think the 3rd one is when he dies. That's when the guy has to do like the little maze, obstacle course kind of thing. So that's where Shawnee Smith has to is holding that one girl hostage with the neck thing, and she's like relieve the pressure in the brain. That's where he kind of does the little really cool scene where she kind of removes a piece of the skull to relieve pressure off the brain. That was really, I loved the first 3. I really did, because those are kind of essential to the storyline, because you got him starting out as a Jigsaw, you got him kind of moving on, just moving on with his torture, his games. Actually, that's what it is, his games. Then 3 is when he dies. So after that, 4 through 7 is just, there's nothing really good about them. I think 3 also has the torture rack in it. That's actually one of the few movies that actually make me squirm as well, is the torture rack scene. Or the rack, or however you want to call it. But 4 through 7 is quite unfavorable, because they kind of get into like this weird category of them just kind of upping the ante of the tortures, and I'm not really into all that kind of stuff, because I like the more meticulous aspect of the movie. Because like this one, Saw 1, all it is just him kind of pitting one guy against the other, and it's kind of like who's going to win out that war. And then you got the sequel, is the Saw 2, is where they're all kind of stuck in a house, little like a 1-room or 2-level house. I do believe it, a 3-level house, including the basement. And I love the sequel as well. I haven't seen that one in a while, but I do. It's just, I like that second one, because I don't think it's really technically torture porn either, because they're all dying of a virus. But in order to get the antidote, they have to go through these little series of games that kind of designated for each person in their house, and it's just like, oh, that's the sequel has the needle pit. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's a pretty good moment as well. But the sequels, like I'm saying, the sequels aren't that great. Especially the last one, because you got Sean Patrick Flannery. You might notice it from the Boondock Saints sequel and the first one, the Boondock Saints series. Even him couldn't have saved the last one, because they released it in 3D. I think that's when they really nuked the fridge, jumped the shark, any other kind of cliche you can think of. It's just kind of like, oh, come on, 3D. But I did like the ending of the series. I do have to say that, because they actually brought back Carrie Ells' character, Lawrence Gordon, from the first movie, which I'm kind of glad, because you can't, at the end of the first one, you kind of, he just disappears. He just kind of crawls off into the distance, and that's all you last you see of him until like the last. He's not like in the movie for 10 minutes in the very last one, but I don't like how they incorporated the 3D one in the last one, and I don't like how they kind of upped the ante in the torture porn. That's what the last 4, 5, 6, and 7 are the torture porn ones, I do believe. It's just kind of like, oh dear God, I don't like them. I really don't. There's great aspects about each movie, but overall, film-wise, no. So, that's all I'm going to say, is because I want to keep this short and sweet, so, kind of short and sweet. So, as always, I am Max James, and I want to have the Truth and Nerds, and I'm going to go geek out.